Hello, in this video we will be learning how to solve one-step inequalities. I have a previous video about what inequalities are if you want to check that out. If not, let's get started with the steps. So first, we're going to identify the operation. Second, we're going to use the inverse operation to cancel that out. Third, we have to make sure to apply both sides. Fourth, we're going to flip the inequality if we multiply or divide by a negative. This is a key step that makes it a little bit different than solving a one-step equation. Next, we're going to simplify to find our solution. And lastly, we're going to check our answer. Let's get started with the first question. We have x plus 9 is less than 13. So we have an addition here, so the inverse is going to be subtraction. So we're going to subtract from 9 from both sides. This leaves us with x is less than 13 minus 9, which is 4. Now, let's plug in an answer that makes this true, which should also make that true. So let's do x equals 0, because 0 is less than 4. So 0 plus 9, less than 13. 9 is less than 13, which is true, so we know that x is less than 4 is true. Now, let's do this question. D divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 2. We have a division sign here, so the inverse is going to be multiplication. So we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. This leaves us with D is greater than or equal to 2 times 4, which is 8. Now, let's plug in a value that should make this true. Let's do 16. 16 should work because 16 is greater than or equal to 8. So we'll do 16 divided by 4. It's greater than or equal to 2, which 16 divided by 4 is 4, is greater than or equal to 2, which is true. So D is greater than or equal to 8 is true. Next, let's do A minus 5 is greater than 3. We have a subtraction here, so the inverse is going to be adding. So let's add 5 to both sides. Then we get A is greater than 3 plus 5, which is 8. So let's plug in a value of, let's say, maybe 9. Because 9 is greater than 8, we can do 9 minus 5 is greater than 3. 4 is greater than 3. That's true. So we know A is greater than 8 is correct. Now we have one more here. 16 is less than negative 2y. Here we have multiplication. So we're going to divide. And we have to remember that this is a little bit different than equations. When we divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, we need to flip the sign. So let's do the regular math first. 16 divided by negative 2 is negative 8. And now we're going to flip this sign because we divide by negative, so we're going to flip it this way. And negative 2y divided by negative 2 is y. So our answer for this is y is less than negative 8. Now let's choose a value to check this. Why don't we do negative 9? Negative 9 is in fact less than negative 8. So let's check it. 16 is less than negative 2 times y, which is negative 9. 16 is less than negative 2 times negative 9, which is 18, which is correct. So we know y is less than negative 8 is correct. Now let's do a few more practice problems. We have negative 3 multiplied by w is less than or equal to 9. So to get rid of this multiplication, we're going to divide by negative 3 to cancel it out. Because we're dividing by a negative, we have to flip this sign, so this becomes greater than or equal to. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. So we can use any number that's greater than or equal to negative 3 for this. So why don't we just choose 0? So we get negative 3 times 0 is less than or equal to 9. 0 is less than or equal to 9, so we know this is true. Next, we'll do 2 plus k is greater than 10. So we have addition here, so we're going to subtract 2 from both sides to cancel it out. And we do k is greater than 10 minus 2, which is going to be 8. So why don't we plug in something that's greater than 8 to check this out? We'll do 9. So 2 plus 9 is greater than 10. 11 is greater than 10, so we know k is greater than 8 is true. Next, we'll do this one. p minus 6 is less than 10. We have a subtraction here, so we're going to add to get rid of that. And then we get p is less than 10 plus 6, which is 16. So we can do p equals 14 to check that, because 14 is less than 16. Let's do 14 minus 6 is less than 10. 8 is less than 10, which is true. So we know p is less than 16 is true. Lastly, we have 14 is greater than or equal to j divided by 2. We see the division sign here, so we know to cancel it out, we multiply on both sides. So we get 28 is greater than or equal to j. I personally like writing the variable first, so let's rewrite this. J is less than or equal to 28. And let's go with 14 for j. So 14 is greater than or equal to 14 divided by 2. 14 is greater than 7, so we know j is less than or equal to 28 is true. And that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching.